Hey there, everybody. Welcome to game 107 in the Chicago White Sox replay. It's the final game of the series in Kansas City. The White Sox have found rough going in the state of Missouri as they have dropped the last couple to the Royals. Let's look at those last couple of games. These were played offline on the computer. After losing to Texas, they went on to play the first game in Kansas City, lose 6-2, as Dennis Leonard kind of shut them down a little bit. And then Jim Colburn really shut them down. They lost 11-1 as Wilbur Wood got hammered early and often. And it would have been worse, put the Royals left 10 on base, but only 1 run and 2 hits off of Jim Colburn. He just really shut the White Sox down. Southside hitmen going a little bit depleted in the last couple games with some either off days or injuries, as they've had a makeshift lineup. Let's look at the lineup for the White Sox in this game. Game 107. Sox enter the game 56-50. Gar is in left, Orders at second, Zisk is in right, Gamble the DH, Johnson at first, Lemon in center, Brohammer's at third in place of the regular third baseman Soderholm. Johnson's in place of Jim Spencer, and Nordbrooks at short in place of Bannister. Although Ken Kravick is on the mound, and he's kind of been their stopper throughout the whole season. I believe he's 8-1. I didn't double check it, but I know he's only lost 1 game. I think he's either 8-1 or 9-1. I think he's 8-1. For the Royals, it's Brett at third, McRae DH, Otis in center, Cowens in right, Mayberry at first, Zed in left, Martinez catching, Patek at short, and Bobby Heiss at second base. Zed is the platoon guy. He is right-handed in the lineup for Poquette, as Kravick, the lefty, is on the mound for the White Sox. So, preliminaries out of the way. Marty Patton for the Royals, 77. He was 10-3 with a 3.58 ERA and only 10 starts. He's kind of was a long reliever slash starter, but in this bit of the time of the season, he is starting. And leading things off, whoops, let's just do it this way, one at a time. Leading things off will be Ralph Gar, left fielder. And game 107, Sox trying to end a 3-game losing streak, trying to get off the schneid, and they're hoping Ken Kravick can help them do it. First pitch is a 6-10 against Marty Patton, left-hander. 6-10 is going to be a fly to right field. And there's one away. So Gar is out. Here's George Orta, second baseman. Orta a 5-5, and that's a fly ball to left. So we had 1 fly to right, now a fly to left. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Richie Zisk, right fielder. 5-9, so everything's been off Patton's card. That's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Freddie Patek territory. And Patek, defensively, is a 2E32. 2E32 at short. 219, he'll get to that. E32 and a 15. E32, there is a 15. It is right here. 32 of 15 is a 1-base error. So Patek boots it. And Zisk will reach on the 2-out error by Patek. Zisk is an E-stealer. He will not be held. And that'll bring up the DH, Oscar Gamble. 2-5 rather. First time off the batter card. 2-5. 1-7 is a single. Anything else, he lines it right to Heiss at second. It's a 1, so it's a single, only 1 star though. So Zisk will stop at second base. Runners at first and second with 2 outs now. Again, runner will not be held. For the first baseman, Lamar Johnson. Sox trying to look for a 2-out rally. 6-5 though is off the pitcher card. That's a fly to center. So the pitcher card produced a fly to right, fly to left, and a fly to center. How about that? Batter cards produced an error and a single. All right, so the Sox are gone on the top of the first. Chicago nothing. Kansas City coming to bat. Ken Kravick coming in, and on the 77th season he was 11-8 with a 4.10 ERA. He's doing much better than that in the replay. So they're hoping, the Sox are hoping he can keep it up. Got to face George Brett, tough lineup for the Royals. 6-9 against a lefty, and that's not too good for Kravick. 1 to triple. Anything else will be a double, leadoff double for George Brett. And he gets a double to start things off. So the Sox May have to go back to those yellow dice or orange dice I used that one time to get them off the previous schneid, but since the Royals are blue, I decided to use the blue dice. See, Brett C. Steeler, he will not be held at second base. 6-3 for McRae, a righty, against Kravick, the lefty. 6-3 is a single to center field. Let's see if Brett can score. The center fielder is Lemon. He's got a 0 arm. He was not being held, which makes him now a 16. So it's a 1 through 16 if they want to risk it, or they can put runners at the corners and nobody out. And with that offense coming up, they're going to put runners at the corners and nobody out. And you got Otis Cowens and Mayberry coming up. Why risk it on the base paths? Probably would have made it, but you don't want to be too careful about that. McRae at first base is a B stealer. He will be held. Here's Amos Otis. 3-6 for Otis against the left-hander. It's ground ball shortstop. Hey, that's a double play. Run will score, but they'll take it to get to try to quell that rally. Run will score, no RBI given. It's 1-0 Royals, but now the bases are clear and they're 2 outs. So could have been a huge inning, but Kravick got the double play he needed. And here's Al Cowens. Cowens a 1-8 against the lefty. And whoa, more trouble. 1-15 is a home run. 16-20, it's a triple. It's a home run for Al Cowens, and how big is that double play now? Could have been 4-0 real easily, but it's just 2-0, so they're still in the game. But Al Cowens goes deep, and Kravick having a rough start here in the first inning. There's John Mayberry. Could be his opponent have something to do with that. 6-10. This time it's a fly ball to right to end the inning. But the Royals 2-0 lead after 1 inning of play. And it could be deja vu all over again for the Sox as they are slowly fading out of contention here in the AL West. You got teams like Texas, Minnesota, and Kansas City all in front of them. Here's Chet Lemon, 4-7 against Patton. Struck him out. 4-8 would have been a good chance for something, a home run or a double, but 4-7's a strikeout. It's kind of the way it's been for the Sox here lately. They're just not getting the rolls they were getting earlier on. Here's Brohammer, 3-6. And look at that. Brohammer's column 3 is loaded. He found 3-6, which is a pop out to short. So again, one number either way, and we've got a big rally going. But as it is, it's 2 out spaces empty for Jim Essien. 1-7, and that will be a walk. So 2 out walk to catcher Jim Essien. He will not be held as an E stealer, and that brings up Tim Nordbrook, light hitting shortstop. 3-9, and he's going to draw a walk, so at least he kept the inning going with another walk. Back-to-back walks with 2 outs and the base is empty. Now all of a sudden 2 are on, and the top of the order is up in Ralph Garr. Base hit could put the Sox on the board. 5-8 against a lefty. Fly ball to center, though. That's going to end the inning. So again, now that's 4 left on base in 2 innings for the White Sox. They've had that trouble lately, leaving guys on base. So we go to the bottom of the second. Kravick will see if he can't settle things down a little bit. Facing Joe Zed. 6-7, and that's a strikeout. So he avoided all this mess up here and found he's got strikeouts in 7, 8, and 9 of column 6. So he found that strikeout of Joe Zed. And there's one away for Buck Martinez, current Blue Jay announcer, used to be Blue Jay manager at one point. 3-11, and he's going to line it to third right to Brohammer. So 2 up, 2 down, as maybe Kravick is settling in a bit. That'll bring up Freddie Patek. Patek booted a ball in the first inning. 6-9 for Kravick, struck him out. So Kravick, Ken Kravick, a 1-2-3 shutdown inning here in the second. Keeps the score 2-0, keeps his team in the game. But he needs some offensive help. The White Sox have been struggling offensively lately. Here's George Orta. 1-4 for Orta, and it's a loaded column 1, but he found a ground ball to first. So just the jinx has just been going on with the Sox. They just can't get the rolls they need. Here's Richie Zisk. 4-12 for Zisk. 1's a home run, but anything else he's going to fly to left field. And that's what it is. A deep fly to left. Caught by Zed. 2 down. 2 up, 2 down for Oscar Gamble. DH. 4-5. 4-5 is a ground ball to short. Patek fields it this time, no problem. Sox go down quietly. We go to the bottom of the third. It is still 2-0. Favor of the KC Royals. Here's Bob Heiss, second baseman, playing in place of Frank White. 6-11. 6-11 is a ground ball to short, handled by Nordbrook. 1 away. Every time I think of Nordbrook, I think of Nordberg from The Naked Gun. Character played by OJ. 2-8 for Brett against a lefty. 2-8 is going to pop to third. 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. So Kravik has now retired 6 in a row, going back to the last out of the first. Here's McRae. Al McRae, 4-8. 4-8 to walk. As soon as I say that, I jinxed him, and he gives up a 2-out walk. McRae's a base stealer. He will be held. And that brings up Amos Otis. 3-10 against the lefty. He's going to walk. So that puts back-to-back walks, puts 2 on for Al Cowens, who homered his last trip. So shaky ground for Kravik. Cowens is not somebody you want to mess around with. 3-8. 3-8 is a strike him out. He struck him out. So got a break there. Got out of it. No damage done. We go to the fourth. It's still 2-0 Royals. And Kravik fortunate to get out of that. But again, the Sox not able to put any runs on the board to help his cause. Lamar Johnson, 6-7. And that'll be a leadoff walk for Lamar Johnson. He draws a leadoff walk. He's an E-stealer. He will not be held. Chet Lemon steps to the plate. Struck out his first trip. 2-9 for Lemon, and he's going to strike out again. So 0 for 2 with 2 Ks for Lemon. A little sour about that. Here's Brohammer, and Brohammer drew a pop to short his first trip. 3-8. 3-8. This time, good things for Brohammer. He found 3-6 last time. This time he finds 3-8. And 1-18 is a double. 2 stars, though, so run can't score, but Johnson will go to third. Brohammer, the 1-out double, puts second and third with only 1 out. And the infield's going to play back because they want to stop a big inning and cut out at least that run from second to tie and run. Here's Essien. 2-9 for Essien. It's not going to matter where they play because look at this. 2-9 for Essien. 1-10 is a homer. 11-20 is a double. So both runs are going to score regardless. 1-10 is gone. It's a double, though, for Essien. A 2-run double. We got a tie ball game as Brohammer and Johnson both score. 2-run double from Essien. Ties the game at 2. Essien will not be held. He's an E-stealer. He will not be held. Here's Nordbrook. 3-11 for Nordbrook, and he gets a single to right field. So they're getting to Marty Patton finally. Right field, Cowens has a great arm. We don't run on him, and Essien's slow, so they'll hold Essien at third base. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Nordbrook, C-stealer, so he will be held. And here's Ralph Garr. 6-12. 6-12 against a lefty. Is a ground ball first base X. That's Mayberry. And defensively, Mayberry is a 2-E8. So this could be a double play to end the inning. 2 and a 14 might do that. 2 and a 14 is a G1. So if it's no error, it'll be a double play. And he is a E8. And this is an 11. E8, there's no 11, so it's a 3-6-3 double play. Sorry about that. Clear my throat. 3-6-3 double play to end the inning. As Garr grounded into that double play, but the Sox do tie it. They pick up 2 runs, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. Tied at 2. So see if Kravik can hold that lead, or not hold the lead, but keep the score at bay. Not give it up so fast. It's Mayberry, 5-7 for Mayberry, and that's a ground ball second base X. That's George Orta. And we're trying to avoid an 11. That's the main thing that's going to give him an error is an 11. And that's an 8, so he'll be okay there. That's a 9. A 4 and a 9 should be a good play, and it is. And there's no 11 there, so it's a good play. As Orta is retired, Mayberry is retired by Orta. He's an E23 as a second baseman, and 11's the only one that can cause him issues. That and a 17. So he avoided both of those. Mayberry is gone. Here's Joe Zed. 4-3, and that's a fly ball right field X. That's Richie Zisk. Richie Zisk defensively is a 4 E6. So not much range, but a pretty good error rating. 4 and a 20, he'll get to that for sure. E6, and that is a 12. I'm sorry, that's a 15. That's a 15. That could be trouble. E6 and a 15. Nope, a 14's a two-base error, but 15 is no error. So Zisk, a tough chance, but he hauled it in. And that's two up, 2 down. Here's Buck Martinez. Now Tabby is nudging at me. Hopefully she will settle in, not jump up here. All right, it is 6-7. 6-7 against Buck Martinez. Struck him out. So Kravik, 1, 2, 3. And we are tied at 2 as we go to the 5th. So the Sox, glimmer of hope is they're not having to come from behind like they've had to do so many times. They've finally tied the score and can play an even game now. It's a brand new game here in the top of the 5th. Here's Orta. 1-8 for Orta, and that's all that stuff in column 1, and he found his line out to short. Again, some bad luck sometimes for the Sox. He lines to Patek, 1 away. Here's Richie Zisk. Oops, a little backstop up there. That is a 5-7. 5-7's ground ball second base X. That's Bob Heiss. Let's see what Heiss is. He's a 3E13. 3E13 as a second baseman. 3 and an 18, he'll get to that. 3-13, a 13, and that is a 15 at second base. 13, E13, there's a 14, but no 15, so he eked that one out. Heiss makes the play, 2 down. And that'll bring up Oscar Gamble. DH. Single and a ground ball to short. 6-10 against a left-hander. 6-10's a fly to right. It's going to end the inning. So Patton settles down again. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 2. It's almost like a tennis analogy. Both pitchers are holding serve. Here is Freddie Patek. 2-9 for Patek against a lefty. Struck him out. So Kravik, another strikeout. Brings up Bob Heiss. 6-5, and that's trouble. That's an in-home run chance of 1-2. He has weak power though, so it's a 1-2 for a single. 3-20 would be a double for Bob Heiss. He's going to hit a 1-out double for Bob Heiss. A 1-out double, and Heiss only had 2 doubles on the year and 62 at bats, but he found one right there. And that's bad news because now here's George Brett. Heiss, E-Stealer, will not be held. Brett 1-6 against the lefty. He's going to fly to left. So that's 2 away. So 2 down, and that brings up Hal McRae. Singled and walked. 3-7, 3-7. Oh, got lucky here. 3-7, 3-8 would have been a dinger. 3-7's a fly to center. And Kravik dodges another one. Another goose egg on the board after 5 complete. We're still tied at 2 as Mr. McRae just missed going deep. Here's Marty Patton. Patton's got a fatigue of 8 and Kravik a fatigue of 7. So as long as they're effective, they're good to go for a while. Here's Lamar Johnson, 6-4. Ground ball third base X, that's George Brett. And Brett, his defensive prowess, 3E25. 3 and a 5, that could be interesting. 3 and a 5, he will get to it. E25 and an 11. E25, is there an 11? No, there's not. So it's a good play for George Brett. He's able to make the play, one away. Ends up Chet Lemon. Struck out twice. 2-8. He's going to ground to short this time, so at least he avoided the strikeout. But it's 2 up, 2 down just that quickly. And here's Jack Brohammer, who did double his first time or his last time up. 3-6. Oh, he missed it. He found 3-6 his first at bat, 3-8 his second at bat. He's back to 3-6 his third at bat for another pop to short. So he's found that column 3 times, but the numbers in the blue dice don't work for him. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Still tied at 2. Leading off for the Royals will be A.O. Amos Otis. Grounded into a double play and walked. 5-7 is a ground ball second base X. That's Orta. And again, as long as you avoid the 11 and 17 on the 3D6s, there won't be an error. But he is a 4, so you need a high number on the D20. He gets it with an 18. That is a 12. He just missed the 11, so there will be a good play. If that had been an 11, that would have been an error, but since it's a 12, he's good to go. Al Cowens steps to the plate. Cowens homered in the first 2-run shot, then struck out. 1-7. Ooh, he got lucky. Got lucky again. It's a ground ball to short. There's a whole lot of damage in column 1, but the 1-7 is a ground ball to short. So both pitchers catching breaks on the batter cards. 2 up, 2 down for John Mayberry. It kept him quiet. Fly to right and a grounder to second. 3-9, and he struck him out. So Mayberry not quite effective. Not quite as effective, apparently, as he is against right-handed pitching. So we go to the 7th. Still 2-2. Marty Patton back out. We'll be facing the bottom of the order. Essien, Nordbrook, and Gar. That's a 2-7 for Essien, and that's a solid single. So Essien will lead things off with a single. And Nordbrook's not a very good bunter, though. So they may just have him swing away. He's only a D bunter, so might as well swing him away. Essien will not be held. 6-11. That's a ground ball third base A. That's a 5-4-3 around the horn double play. So a big double play turn there, and here's Ralph Gar. 1-8, and he's going to ground back to Patton. And that's going to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Still 2-2. And of course, since the game is in Kansas City, there is no Harry Carey. That's only for home games. So here is Joe Zed, and this is the point of weakness inning beginning for Kravik. He's got a 7 as his rating. Here's Zed, struck out and flew to right. 1-5 for Zed. He's going to fly to right again. So they've kept Zed in check. He's out of there, and here's Buck Martinez. Martinez lined to third and struck out. 2-7, and he's going to pop to short. So Kravik continues to pitch well after that first inning glitch, keeping his team in the game, waiting for some run support. Here's Freddie Patek. He struck out twice. 2-6 for Patek. He's going to pop to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Kravik giving the Sox much needed pitching, saving their bullpen. Their bullpen's been taxed lately, so they can use a long outing for them. And since he had nothing against his point of weakness, he's good to go for the 8th. Marty Patton, this will be his point of weakness beginning, facing George Orta. It'll be Orta, Zisk, and Gamble. This is the part of the order the Sox need to make hay. 2-7 for Orta, and that's a leadoff single. It's a good way to start. Leadoff single by Orta. He's a D stealer. He will not be held. Here's Richie Zisk. 5-5, and that's a strikeout. He's not tired yet. There's a dot there, but he has not reached his point of weakness yet, so the strikeout will be good. 1 away for Oscar Gamble. 5-4. Catcher X. Catcher is Buck Martinez. And Buck Martinez, defensively, checks in at a 2-2. So very good defensive catcher. 2 and a, let's get the chart out. 2 and a 16 is a G1. And that is a 7. And he's an E2. 7 and an E2. Good play. So G1, that's a double play. That is a double play, my friends. That's going to go 2, 6, 6, 3. Double play to end the inning. So Oscar Gamble, a little slow getting down the base paths, got doubled off on that. Go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 2. Here's Heiss. He will lead things off. Doubled his last trip. 6-6. He's going to have a chance at a triple. 1 to 7's a triple. 8 to 20, he flies to left. This is a huge D20 roll. A leadoff triple could be damaging to the Sox. And it's a 9, so boy, he just avoided that. Gar reached up and caught that ball, didn't let it get into the gap. So there's no triple, it's a leadoff fly out, and here's George Brett. They've held Brett, he doubled in the first, but since then they've held him in check. 1-6 against the lefty, and that's a fly to left, that's 2 down. So Kravik still going strong. Here's Hal McRae. 4-11 against a right-hander is a fly to right, so Kravik still hasn't given up anything against this point of weakness, so he can go into the 9th for sure. As we're tied 2-2, heading to the 9th. It's like which team's going to flinch. All right, it's Marty Patton back out. He's only had 1 knock against this point of weakness, so he's okay. Although the bullpens for both teams are loosening. For the Royals, you have Mark Littell and Steve Mangori both loosening. And for the Sox, we have lefty Dave Hamilton and righty Laren LeGros, just in case they take the lead. Here's Lamar Johnson. 6-7 is a leadoff walk to Lamar Johnson, and he will be pinch run for. So Lamar Johnson will exit. Jim Spencer will be the new first baseman when the bottom of the 9th comes around. But as of now, they need a pinch runner, so they're going to look in their bench and see who they have that can run. Do they have anybody that's a decent runner? Yeah, Alan Bannister, I guess, is their best runner. Not a good stealer, but he runs at a 17. So Alan Bannister is going to be the pinch runner. And then Spencer will take over at first base in the bottom of the 9th. But right now, it's going to be Bannister as the pinch runner, because he runs at a 17. He's a D stealer, so he will not steal. He will not even be held since he's a D stealer. Lemon's only a C bunter, though. So you're really taking your chances because he's going to become a D bunter. They are going to... They're going to sacrifice. They're going to take the chance and sacrifice, even though he's a D bunter. See what happens. It's an 11. That could be bad. A D bunter and 11. Batter pops out, runner holds. So failed bunt check. Pops it up to Mayberry, but at least Bannister got back and didn't get doubled off. So 1 away for Jack Brohammer. Had a feeling that was not going to be a good option, but I didn't think swinging away was a great option either. So here's Brohammer. 6-8 against the lefty for Patton. 6-8's a single, 2 stars. So that's going to put runners at the corners with only 1 out, and Jim Essie in the batter. And now Patton, 1 batter away from his point of weakness. So let's see what they want to do. I think the Royals are going to Mark Littell. They're going to make them call to the bullpen. Bring in their closer, Mark Littell. There's no save situation, so you might as well bring him in now. They're trying to save it here in the top of the 9th. So Littell will be coming on as Patton goes 8 1/3 innings. Faces 34 batters. We'll do the rest later. Right now it's Littell against Essien. And the bad part about Essien, he's a good double play candidate. So, but he's, 2 for 2 with a walk. So you'd hate to pinch hit for him. So they're going to take the chance he doesn't hit into a double play. First baseman, runner at first base, Brohammer, is an E, so he will not be held. So let's see what Essien can do. 1-4 against a righty. He's going to walk, and that's going to load the bases. How about that? Now, we will get a pinch hitter for Nordbrook. The light-hitting Nordbrook will no way in the world he's batting. He's going to be coming out of there. He will be coming out. And Bannister will take over at shortstop, the pinch runner. He will take over at shortstop and bat ninth. And then Spencer will actually bat, I'm sorry, Spencer actually should be down here. I wrote that prematurely. Spencer is actually going to take over and bat ninth because he's coming off the bench, whereas Bannister is in this position. He came in the fifth, and I don't want to lose him because you need him to play shortstop. So, a little miscue there, premature writing. So I need to write Bannister in there. Bannister will bat in the fifth position. So he will bat in the fifth position. Spencer will bat in the ninth position. So Spencer, the pinch hitter for Nordbrook, in a big spot right here. And Alan Bannister is going to bat in the fifth position, right behind Oscar Gamble. All right, so Spencer for hire, bases loaded, 1 out. Now they do have Mengori in the bullpen, but Littell is your closer. You just brought him in, so they're not going to play that game. Plus, Spencer's very effective against lefties. So this is bases loaded, 1 out, infield at double play depth. And here's the pitch, 2-6. Ground ball, first base, A. Spencer hits into the double play. Sox cannot close the deal. It's been that kind of a couple of weeks for the Sox. They think they have something going, and the double play gets them. So we go to the bottom of the ninth, still tied at 2. And again, Spencer is at first, batting in the ninth position. Bannister is at short, hitting in the fifth position. So those are the changes. Kravick is still in there, but the bullpen, Laren LeGros, the righty, is still light tossing down there just in case. Here's AO, Amos Otis. 5-5, and that is a ground ball shortstop X for the new shortstop Bannister. Boy, you put a new shortstop in, and the ball just seems to find him. And unfortunately for the Sox, he's a 4 4 and a 9, though he might get to that. 4 and a 9, he does get to it. E48 and an 11. E48, there is no 11. There's a 12, but there's no 11. So Bannister ekes out a play. Makes the play, 1 away. It'll bring up Al Cowens. Sox hoping for extra innings. Here's Cowens. 6-5. Oh, that's trouble. 6-5 is a 1-2 homer. He does have normal power. So 1-2 is a walk-off homer. 3-20 would be a double. But a 1-2 is a walk-off homer. It's a double for Cowens, so at least they're still in the game. Mayberry is this next scheduled hitter. Question is, do you bring him in? Or do you pitch to him, I should say. Do you let Kravick pitch to him or not? He's one of the most dangerous hitters out there. Although he has held him in check 3 times, but law of averages is bound to catch up with you. They're going to intentionally walk him, if nothing else, to set up a double play. And then now you have Joe Zed. So Joe Zed, chance to be a hero if you're the Royals, but it's a chance for the Sox to get the double play and return the favor from the top of the ninth. Kravick to Zed, 3-3. Fly ball left field B question mark, but not going to go from second to third on a fly to left. Not going to take that chance. We're already in scoring position. So there's 2 away for Buck Martinez. It's all down to Buck. He's 0 for 3. Now, do they pinch hit for Buck Martinez? Let's see who they have on the bench for the Royals as right-handers. They have Frank White, and they have John Wathan. So they're going to pinch hit John Wathan for Buck Martinez. So John Wathan, I'm trying to be fair to both teams and play it the way I would play it if I was managing each team. So John Wathan is going to pinch hit in a big spot. Why do I do that? Because John Wathan in 1977 was a .328 hitter, and Buck Martinez was not. Buck Martinez at .225. So this could be critical right here. John Wathan. Now the question is, do they let Kravick pitch to Wathan, or do you bring in LeGros? They're going to let Kravick go for it. Could be a mistake, but let him go for it. 6-4 is a walk. That's going to load the bases. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Freddie Patek. Freddie Patek, the batter. And now Kravic may have to be relieved. So they're going to actually go ahead and pull Kravic. They're not going to be. He's not going to get the complete game or the 9 innings. He's going to come out, and Laren LeGros is in, their closer, but this is they're trying to save this game and take it to extra innings. So Kravic goes 8 2/3, faces 34 batters, same as Patton. Do the rest later. All right, bases loaded, 2 outs. It's down to this, bottom of the 9th, tied at 2. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Oops, forgot to move Cowens over with that walk. So Cowens is now at 3rd, Mayberry at 2nd, and Wathen on 1st. Here's Freddie Patek trying to walk it off. 5-7, struck him out. So LeGros comes in and gets the job done, and we are going to extra frames. Just for curiosity's sake, what would have Kravic have done on a 5-7? 5-7 would have been a ground ball second base X, so Orta would have had to make a play on a 4, and he would have done it, but hey, can't take the chance. You got to play it the way you see fit. All right, so Wathen is the new catcher for the Royals. Littell going to come back out and pitch. He's going to face Gar, Orta, and Zisk, top of the 10th. Free baseball here at Royal Stadium. 3-4 for Gar against Littell. And there's a chance for a home run right here. 1-7 is a home run. 8-20 would be a double. 8-20 is a double, but 1-7, he puts the Sox on the board. And he does. It's a home run for Ralph Gar. How about that? Ralph Gar leads off the top of the 10th with a home run off of Mark Littell. And the Sox lead it 3-2. Here's George Orta. 3-5, and that's a walk. One of those famous Tabletop Earl results after a home run is a walk. Orta is a D-sealer. He will not be held. Here is Zisk. 6-8. 6-8 is a I'm sorry, look at the wrong spot. 6-8 is a 1-6 double. 7-20, he flies to right. 1-6 is a double. Nope, he flies to right, 1 away. Brings up Oscar Gamble, and Alan Bannister's on deck. Remember, he pinch hit for Johnson, or came into the game when Spencer pinch hit for Norbrook, and he pinch ran for Johnson. So Gamble, 3-2 against a righty, hit by pitch. It's plus injury, but we're not doing injuries, so it's a hit by pitch, and that puts runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 away for Alan Bannister. See if that whiteout is dried enough to write his name in now. I think it has. Should have used the correction tape, but that's all right. All right, here's Bannister. 2-8 for Bannister, struck him out. 2 down, it's Chet Lemon time. Chet Lemon. 0 for 4, he could use one. 5-8. Well, 1-5 is a triple that could put the game out of reach. 6-20 though is a fly to center, but a 1-5, and we got a 3-run lead. And we do, look at that, a 3. So Chet Lemon comes through with a triple to clear the bases as Gamble and Orta both score. And they're taking it to the Royal closer, Mark Littell. And he's going to have to come out of there, I do believe. So Mark Littell is going to leave, and Steve Mangori, the lefty, will be coming on in his spot. And Brohammer is the scheduled hitter. And you know what? Let's see. Yeah, they're going to leave him in there. With the 3-run lead, they'll leave him in there. So Mangori is on. Five-6 against the lefty for Mangori. Ground ball to 2nd. And that's going to end the inning. But 3 runs for the Sox here in the 10th. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Sox trying to break that 3-game losing streak, and they're in good position to do so. Laren LeGros looking to get the win in relief. Leading off scheduled is Bob Heiss, but he will not hit for the Royals. They will go to their bench for a lefty. And then we go to Tom Poquette, the lefty. He hit 292 on the season. So Tom Poquette will pinch hit for Heiss. And if they do somehow make it to an 11th inning, you got Frank White to play second base. But first things first, they got to get there. So Poquette's going to lead off the bottom of the 10th. Poquette against LeGros. 4-5 against a lefty for LeGros. 4-5 is a 1-10 home run. Can you believe that? But he has weak power, so 1-10 would actually be a single. And 11-20 he flies to right. It's a fly to right, so it didn't matter about the weak power. So LeGros gets around that. One away, and we're back to the top of the order for George Brett. 2-3 for Brett, and he's going to ground it to second. Handled by Orta, and the Sox 1 out away from breaking this losing streak and avoiding the sweep in the series to the Royals. Trying to salvage this last game. Their next game will be at home. They have a 2-game set at home against Seattle, so chance to make up some wins there, you would think. But they got to finish this one off first. Here's McRae. 4-7, and Tabby's chiming in. 4-7, it's a 1-7 single. 8-20, line it to Brohammer, and the game's over. And it's a 9, so he lines to Brohammer, and the game is over. The White Sox do it. They finally hang on. 3 in the 10th, and this is the kind of game they had been losing prior. But in this one, they get the win, and the win actually goes to Laren LeGros. He pitched an inning and a third, and let's see, faced 4 batters. So inning and a third, it was perfect. He struck out 1, didn't give up anything else at all, and he actually gets the win. Littell gets the loss in relief. Let's see. Somebody was hit by a pitch. Who was that? Gamble was hit by a pitch by Littell. So it was Littell who had the hit batter. Okay. Now, Mangori pitched a third of an inning. Littell pitched an inning and a third. All right, so Littell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batters faced. 1 batter faced. I don't know if you can hear Tabby or not, but she's getting a little frustrated with me because she wants me to pay attention to her, and I'm kind of busy right now. For Littell, 2 walks, 3 runs, and 2 hits. So 2 hits, 3 runs all earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. All right, so Kravick, let's see how many hits he gave up. 1, 2, he did give up the home run. Both runs were in the first inning on that home run. And let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gave up 5 hits. So they held the Royals to 2 runs and 5 hits. 1 error on Patek. And let's see about walks. He walked 2 here, 2 here. That was intentional. That's 4 walks from Kravick. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got him for 6 strikeouts. All right, so 5 hits. Let's see how many left on base for the Royals. They left on 2 here, 1 there, makes 3, 4, 5, 6. They left 6, but 3 of them were in the 9th. That was the big, everything else, they had very little base activity. For the White Sox, they pick up 5 runs. Let's see how many hits they collected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got them for 9 hits. I'm not going to worry about the pitching lines for the Royals because the computer will take care of that. Left on base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got them for 9 left on. All right, so there's your final line score for the Sox: 5 runs, 9 hits, and no errors with 9 left. For Kansas City, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 6 left. Winning pitcher was Laren LeGros. Losing pitcher was Mark Littell. And the Sox now improve to 57-50 through 107 games. Next game will be game 108. They will host the Seattle Mariners for a 2-game set, and then they will play Cleveland for a 2-game set. So that's the next 4 games on the schedule. So what I'll probably do is play game 2 of the Seattle series on the video. I'll go ahead and put this game in the computer, then play the first game of the Seattle series in the computer, and then pick it back up with the cards and dice in for game number 109. So I hope you enjoyed that presentation of White Sox baseball, Strat-O-Matic style, 1977, as they come back in dramatic fashion and get 3 in the 10th on a home run from Ralph Garr and a 2-run triple from Chet Lemon, some unlikely suspects. And they do it to the Royals, 5-2. Kravec did not get the win, but again, he was the pitching star. It kept him in the game and stopped that losing streak. LeGros kind of vultured the win, but that's okay by them. They'll take it. Bob Lemon will take it. And the Sox will take it as they head back home to the friendly confines of Comiskey Park. So, I hope you enjoyed that. And as usual, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And just like I always say, we will see you down the road.